definitely take the dragon familiar feat so I can make it legal.
Okay, now I'm cool with that.
All right.
That way you can make your little buddy over here a true familiar, not just a friend dragon or as
At,
Anciano would say.
yeah, at level 9, I was going to turn it into a dragon cohort. Would you have a problem with that?
What does the cohort do versus the familiar?
The cohort is essentially a second character.
Yeah, it's fun, especially since these are sentient beings, and therefore you'd be responsible for your sheet and everything like that. And the person you can do whatever you want with their personality. Basically, I just started them off with their yes, red dragons are supposedly evil things, but you know that's just one potential aspect of them. They're a lot like these ones being so small are a lot more in personality wise like kittens right now.
Oh, I feel you. I just, if we were talking about alignments and motivations, actually, what you took from mine, burning down the village, I am so for just going along with the flow and following orders that Sarah's like, let's burn it down. And I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
let's do
and
it.
that's cool. I mean, your character's neutral, and she's the evil one, so she's the spearhead of that. That's fine with me. All
But
right.
seeing as I'm parenting now, there is a good chance that I can go either chaotic or neutral evil or neutral good, depending on what happens.
And also would be depending on how you want your dragon to be. Your dragon might have a natural affinity towards evil, or what would be perceived as evil, simply because one of its cravings as it becomes an adolescent will be what I refer to as maiden flesh, which is one of the reasons why they're considered evil, especially by people. But you know, uh, Jasmine was actually explaining it to Flames as to how that goes, and it's like, and from in her mind, it would be no different from a human that's eating veal,
I love it.
because a dragon is a much higher intellect compared to a human, and therefore, if a human can consider itself fine to be eating veal, because it's a higher intellect than a cow, then then how is a dragon evil just for wanting to eat a young fresh human?
I was actually going to let you do the alignment to the dragon. Mine, I didn't know what you wanted to do with that. I didn't essentially just want two characters. I just thought it was going to be like a role play aspect or something.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's basically, yeah. Roleplay aspect is fine with that.
Cool, cool.
Oh, okay, I missed.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So we're basically Sarah's and Maldus are now. Maldus, you've just finished up what you were doing, and you've come back through the wings to the main house, and I found that Sarah is clearly still awake, and is there in the house playing with her new dragon friend.
And I went in and I was just whispering some messages to her.
Okay, well, if they're in character, I need to I need to be able to know what's going on, because I can't see.
Oh,
I can't see, even though I'm a GM and the creator of this game. I can't see anybody else's whispers. I can only see whispers to me.
all right then. In that case, I will just I can voice it if you like.
Yeah, I prefer if it's going to be in the game. I need to be able to know what's going on, because if you make any deals in whispers or in
Oh,
private messages, I just can't know anything. So
oh, that's perfectly understandable. That's fine. I will go over here and I will say what I was saying to her. Sarah, I wanted to talk to you about the state of affairs in this group.
Oh, and why is that? Care to explain?
I believe the reasons are fairly obvious. While I distrust you, I'm not going to be able to simply resolve anything that way. We need to come to an understanding here so that we can work as a group again. That's the only way anything is going to get done around here. If we keep fighting each other, nothing will ever get done.
You have a point.
Now, I do call your loyalty into question, but we're going to have to move past that for now. And understand that you have a goal in mind that you want us to help you with.
Yeah.
Elaborate, please.
Can I just pretend like I explained the whole thing with my family since we went over it a bunch of times?
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to be very specific about exactly what you tell me, otherwise I'm gonna assume Maldus knows everything in character.
But I think the only thing that Sarah doesn't know is she doesn't know yet that the lich that visitor wants is actually her father from many thousands of years later in his perspective, since because of the time travel thing. Because I think Sarah's character doesn't know that yet.
Now she knows that guy was a figment of her imagination.
Yeah.
The man in the shadows.
Yeah. So she doesn't know anything about what the shadow figure, or whatever that her lich patron, or whatever you might want to call it, is. She just so that's the only information that's out of character you guys might have heard that isn't known in character at all by anybody.
Okay, it would be helpful to have like a bit of role play with this in character to just see how Sarah comes off towards Maldus during this whole exchange.
Actually, might use this way.
Maldus will like sit on the bed and patiently listen. Wants to hear about this.
I'm just picturing this. This is hilarious.
What is?
You walk into somebody's room and you sit on their bed.
Oh yes. Maldus is just gonna like sit there listening to what you're gonna like talk on about. Like he's just say, I don't know if there's any chairs around, but I don't see any on the map, so I assume there is.
Yeah, not any chairs yet. I mean, these places are sparsely decorated.
I'm just sitting on like the edge of it here. If you don't want Maldus to, you can stay.
I'm gonna try to see if that patch is gonna take Baby Dragon and Charlotte. Charlotte's hiding under the bed. So I took the Baby Dragon and sit on the opposite side of the bed. And she goes, basically my family was murdered by the mayor of the city, who had many deals in mind to gain power. I want him dead. I want his swarming life in my hands dying.
So all you care about is getting the mayor dead. That's your goal. That's...
Yeah, but my people, or whatever left of them, are not really good. They're racist to every other race. They will kill on sight.
And why have they not been smited by the paladins yet? I'm certain that if they have been openly attacking every race they see, someone would have smited them by now. They can't be that powerful.
You're gonna ask Tormenta about that since he was in the military.
Maldus just nods.
Come in.
Sarah, did you send for me?
I just said come in. Because you're at the doorway.
Oh, I was asking if you sent for me.
Yes, you tell Maldus here about the military power.
Maldus, do you consider me a powerful spellcaster in any way?
I do consider you very adept at destructive spells, yes. You've shown that time and again. You're quite a valuable asset here.
Where's your character? I don't see.
He's under the baby dragon.
Oh, is he the dragon?
He's under the baby dragon.
Alright.
Okay, senpai.
just to let you know, Maldus, I'm considered basically a runt. I was not born into the warrior caste. Um, the ones we have are much more trained, much more disciplined, um, and they're not afraid to get up close and swing a sword at someone. They usually imbue the magic that I have with different kinds of martial warfare. They're very disciplined, and when they conduct warfare, they don't think about individuals. They only think about units.
Be that as it may, I'm certain that you have a great lot more experience in actual combat than you may think yourself. Adventuring will improve your abilities beyond your imagination.
That's appreciated. But to simply go in head on, expecting that they won't have much of a fight, they wouldn't be prepared for us, would be foolish, to say the least.
I never said that. All I am saying is that what Sarah is telling me does not all make sense to me.
Could you elaborate?
What's confusing you?
She's telling me that her people, your people, attack all other races on sight. If that was true, someone would have taken notice by now, and there would have been a powerful movement against them, I feel certain.
Maldus, there's already been 3 great wars against them, as it stands.
Is
For
that
the,
right?
for the most part, they take Spiteful to a completely different level. Simply defeating you in combat isn't enough for them. They will go back to wherever you came from, and they'll butcher your entire family.
Okay.
I
They
chuckle a
want-
bit.
They sure do take things to the extreme, now don't they?
They take things to the appropriate level. They do not intend to have any kind of retaliation against them. So they want to wipe out anyone that might harbor feelings against them.
In doing
Evil,
so,
pure
I feel
evil.
certain they are making themselves a bigger target. Tell me, how weakened is their country after this third war?
The Third War was almost 1,000 years ago.
Oh, really? So in all of 1,000 years, no one's dared to move against it?
There have been explorers. For the most part, they like to remain isolated.
Now this is making more sense. So, say for a moment all this is true, and we are vastly outmatched against this country. What is our goal against them? What is it that will satisfy Sarah's thirst for vengeance? What she desires.
Whether or not Sarah believes she has vengeance is completely on her, so I'll let you ask her.
You keep telling me different things every time I ask.
I want the mayor dead. That is for sure.
That,
But depending on how the people are, I'm gonna be nice and say if they want to live, they may, but they're gonna have to comply. If not, then they're just gonna be statues.
would it not be enough to launch a covert operation against the mayor and simply assassinate him and get out of there?
Even if we do that, they will pinpoint of what did it.
They
That
are
is,
overly paranoid, to say the least, Maldus. When it comes to assassination attempts on the mayor, he simply needs to look within the city. I mean, there have been plenty of people who've tried to take power by force.
people that turned against each other in the city, and they would kill everybody. Would be killing each other.
Well, excellent then. They will collapse their own city upon themselves. All we need is invisibility and non-detection. And they won't be able to spot us. You'll go in there, you'll assassinate the mayor. Once he is eliminated, we will dispose of the body immediately, and we will use transportation magic to remove ourselves from the premises before any counteraction can be made.
Well, if you're strong enough, then you could probably move the mayor's body. But I know that tub of lard won't be moving easily once it gets turned to stone.
Turn to stone? Where did we say anything about turning him to stone? You wanted him eliminated, not turned to stone.
Maldus, if I could interrupt, Sarah, unique thing about our people is we don't rot in the traditional sense.
Oh,
We simply petrify.
Let me roll my knowledge check on this. I want to know more about the ways that, so would this be Arcana? Religion? What would this be?
This could be Arcana, religion, or history. Out of character, it's more of it was a curse for them. There were a lot of paladins and clerics, and when they forsook their gods, it was a curse that not even the birds or dogs would want to touch them when they die, all the way down to the smallest bacteria. So they simply just petrify.
This is just like a curse that they just turn to stone when they die?
Yes.
Okay, that's easy enough. So Maldus would know that with them rolling all that. Okay. So once he thinks of it, so you're referring not to turning him to stone, but rather just he will turn to stone of his own accord.
Yes, upon death.
Well then,
Unless I'm fast enough. It would be a tricky procedure, but she just does an evil grin.
I just shrug. No need for that. We shatter the body and we put it in an extra dimensional space.
You're never gonna have to kill his family too.
What? Since when was that part of the deal? You just said that we kill him, not his family. Wanted the mayor.
Yeah, then his son is gonna take power.
The issue we have, Maldus, is when I said they like to be thorough and they like to assassinate they like to take out families of anyone that goes against them. It's more of a cultural thing. If you are to hurt anyone there, if you're to hurt anyone, they're very spiteful. Down to if they find out that they're a cousin, a distant relative, they're going to try to avenge them in some kind of way. So simply stopping with the mayor, killing him, doesn't necessarily mean that it's over.
This is why we do not allow them any way to trace us down. Killing more than one person can have grave unintended consequences with making ourselves more known.
Yes, but even if leaving one alive will make it more deadly.
Doubtful. We need to get the mayor alone. How many guards does he keep on him at one time?
It's impossible to say.
So, they hide in secret then?
In plain sight, in secret. Essentially being the mayor, it also becomes a point of pride, whereas people may not, will, behind the scenes, regret and despise the mayor. He's still considered the mayor. So any kind of affront to him on the outside will be an affront to the people.
If this operation is carried out according to the plan, then the people would not know until the mayor has already been long since dead. He'll vanish.
That means... But also, the son's a complete prick.
That may be, but he's still just a boy, yes.
He's my age, good sir. Or a little bit older. But an ugly fellow.
You really are quite a spiteful woman, aren't you?
Only to certain things.
What did he do to you? How did the sun cross you?
They tried to force me to marry him.
There's something not adding up here. You have another angle in this. I know it. What are you really after? Do you want to usurp the power of this mayor and take over his town? What is it?
They butchered my family. Therefore, I want vengeance. Equal or even worse.
The one thing you need to realize, Maldus, is because her family is dead, they consider her life just as forfeit because she's related to them. So, on sight, they would kill Sarah. They would find out Sarah was alive. They would try to go to any kinds of means to kill Sarah.
So then, they will come to us. If
If-
know. Well, just have to make sure that doesn't happen before we can eliminate this mayor. Now,
But there's also other reasons why the mayor had these motives.
I'm sure there are. Now, if you're going to ask for our assistance in this, what are you going to offer our group in return? I still don't know you're being fully honest with me. I know how persuasive you can be, and I have to assume
Flattery
that
won't get you
everything
nowhere.
I have to assume everything you're telling me is a lie, or at least not the full truth. Therefore, I'm going to base your loyalty off your actions entirely, not what you say.
Okay. Well, if you help me out, I'll help you guys out.
I say we call a meeting of the group.
We shall.
Whoa, Tormenta, bro, no.
Probably got disconnected. One of the things your characters may or may not know is that Cujo is out of the house for the night, even though it's technically his house. He got weirded out by what Maldus was doing, so decided to seek shelter elsewhere. Flames has also found another place to sleep. No one knows where your newest party member went to after he left. After you guys got back home. And Anciano is currently passed out, fast asleep on his bed. Nobody's going to be able to wake him.
I will wake him up eventually.
Maybe 1,000 spiders will wake him up, or 1,000 rats.
Gotta go
What
get
a
on
hornet.
piano.
Flames is online. I don't know if he's doing something right now. T-Chan's asleep. What else is on?
No, he's free. I think his time internet got cut.
Tormenta, we still need to talk about that.
Don't know if he can hear you yet.
Oh, sorry.
Because at that place that he's at, they have time internet. Oh, there.
No, he can still hear me.
Okay, cool.
Are you not going to be able to talk? Oh, okay, we'll wait.
I could get flames on.
See if he wants to join us. That's fine.
I mean, we can all call a meeting down at the tavern.
That's where you can be overheard by anybody.
Well, I guess that wouldn't really work without one of those spells that cast
Cone of Silence.
well, no, like, what's it called? It's It's like Mage's Sanctum or something that lets you make a soundproof zone. But we need to set up some place where flames will come to, and the Cujo
It
won't.
doesn't
be
mean that
creeped
Cujo.
out by.
I mean that flames won't come back to the house. It's just that he's currently got new digs to sleep in.
He's sleeping with the dragon.
She just offered him a guest room in her mansion.
Yeah, I know. I know, but it's supposed to be a joke at the same time.
All right, I think I'm loaded in now.
Oh,
Yay.
yay. Alright, so, Maldus is gonna say, and Tormenta, we still need to talk about that incident with the dragon egg. Drinking is not the right way to go about things. I don't want to have to distrust everything you say with Sarah. I want to be able to have someone I can trust in this group besides simply Kuth.
As time was,
And Cujo doesn't even trust you.
as the time was of the essence, I do apologize. I just didn't have time. I know how you like to talk things out and think. I'll make it up to you somehow.
Oh, really? Very well then.
Come here, Malvis, please.
I'm gonna look back. What is it?
She's gonna gesture him over with her finger, telling him to come closer.
I'm gonna keep 5 feet of distance between us. Now you're creeping me out.
Oh yes, come closer, see what happens this way. Well, if we come to an agreement, I'll do my best not to lie to you.
I will still need to see actions that show to the contrary. I am distrustful of you because of all that I have seen and that I have been lied to time and again. I will not allow this to happen again. I will only see as truth something concrete in front of me.
And it will be... how do I say it?
Prove your loyalty with actions to us. I have some business to attend to myself in the morning.
Oh, and what's that?
Approximately what time in the day is it right now, guys?
It's
It's late.
late evening.
It's late night. It's probably about getting close to midnight, which means it's technically the 31st at this point, but it's kind of like, on the cusp between 30th and 31st.
All right.
Ah, that's what you named him?
I think for roleplay aspects, it'd be better if it remained a girl, if it was a girl.
That works for me.
But yeah. But yeah. Spemium is a little hodgepodge of Latin. Spem and meum is my hope.
Aww. The little dragon's currently climbing up Tormenta's leg to try to sit on his shoulder, even though she's a bit big for that, and is really happy about the idea of getting some food.
Kawaii.
Yes,
I just
extremely.
bet my dragon a bugbear finger. Before I
Yeah,
put it in.
your dragon seems quite happy with the finger too.
Sarah,
Yeah.
as I've said before, I still have my qualms about where your loyalties lie. I will trust you with more information to prove yourself trustworthy.
Okay. And the same goes for you. Don't take it in a bad way.
Yes.
Because remember what happened in that box. I won't forget.
Neither will I. which one's Maldus's room these days?
Meldus gets. Shit. Oops, didn't mean to close those. Ah. Sorry about that. I accidentally hit a button. I just heard which one is Meldus' room these days, and it's currently whatever room Meldus wants. Because you guys haven't gotten new. Yeah, you basically once you guys get a chance to renovate the main area or one of the wings, you'll be able to have better real rooms.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I'm gonna name the dragon now.
I can almost guarantee if the dragon dies, I will become chaotic evil or neutral evil.
Aw, the dragon is very. These dragons are just so cute. I was kind of hoping you guys would take them home with you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a legal way of using it without, because I understand using red dragons can be potentially like game breaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at actually reducing like caster level or
It'll still
racial
be.
hit dice.
I mean, these guys are currently like since they're babies and they haven't quite. They're not really. They're kind of like underdeveloped babies, given how big red dragon babies are supposed to be. So these are kind of underdeveloped versions. They're more of like the small size, or maybe even
Nice.
smaller than that.
I was looking.
So they haven't really grown into their flame yet, and they can't. They can only do like short jaunts with their wings. They can't fly too much yet.
Awesome.
And it'll be years before they become effective fighters. So technically, unless we start skipping over vast amounts of time, it'll be some time in game before they become powerful or game breaking the way you're saying. And by that point, your character will be powerful.
I was actually going to hold off until about level 10.
Okay.
Mainly because that's when you could legally use it. And I was going to take something that reduces its racial hit dice from 12 to 10 in its effective caster level for bonuses to craft. Just to simulate that I'm not really raising it how you would properly raise a dragon, but more just the way I'm used to being raised.
Yeah, your dragon's gonna kind of be a master blacksmith, huh?
Blacksmith, yeah, for the most
And
part.
if she learns how to shapeshift, she can actually hold the blacksmithing tools properly.
Yeah, I was actually looking at doing the altar form like you were talking about with Jasmine.
Yeah, if you can get
basically have-
Jasmine could probably help her with that. Because I mean, Jasmine, being that wizard's familiar for years before he vanished, basically he wanted to hide. Oh, that's right. You weren't here for that. You weren't here for that minor session where Flames figured that one out.
No, I just figured out something. I don't know if you meant, but I put something together, the wizard and the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, so obvious.
I've learned that was my first test dungeon where I wasn't just wandering, assigning rooms randomly as people ran into them. But I didn't start with what I did for my next dungeon project, where I started with the story and then constructed the tower. Instead, I repurposed a tower that I did in an earlier campaign and used those as ruins, and one floor of it as a ruin, basically, and had to then come up with a story around that just by looking at the old rooms.
Would you have any problem with me having someone who appears to be like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old girl?
Oh, sure, that's fine.
Nice.
Because
I got a picture picked out.
Aw.
Oh, and when they do the altar form, do you pick a form, or is she going to look Middle Eastern or look Eastern?
You basically get to
Jasmine?
pick a form for her. I think the reason why Jasmine looks the way she does in human form is actually I told the story to Flames. I've currently got that up on YouTube. It's the latter half of the Small Groups 1 video. But basically, her wizard didn't want people freaked out by the fact that he had a dragon familiar all the time. When she started getting bigger than too big for to wrap around his shoulder or anything like that, because she was also kind of small when he first acquired her. So he taught her. He basically taught her, kept form shifting her into things like a cat, like a large cat. Like, a small mountain lion was easier for the servants to deal with than a red dragon laying there. Like the servants in his tower, in the tower that he had acquired, would freak out over the image of a dragon just suddenly coming across that. But a large feline was easier for them to get used to. You know what I mean?
I got what you're saying.
I mean, intellectually, they were aware that this is he actually keeps a pet. He has a dragon for familiar, but it's just the difference between knowing it inside and seeing it. It's just it would freak them out. So she kept naturally form shifting into a feline, and then after he vanished, while she was outside hunting one day, for safety, she kind of form shifted into basically a good sized horse. I always pictured it long ago when I was first figuring out that Jasmine is a dragon character. Her first form shift outside of Small Predator was a horse that some human found, managed to saddle up and gave to his ruler as a gift. Basically, a sultan, and at the time it was kind of like a Middle Eastern type culture, or culture / ethnicity that was ruling over an area. And eventually, when she form shifted into a human that kind of looked like the other humans around her, she became one of his wives.
Nice.
I mean, unlike most dragons whose first children are usually, dragon children, her first child was a half-human. And because she was in human form at the time, the child didn't acquire dragon features until he became an adolescent.
I bet they freaked out.
Yeah, and at which point they had to kill them. Basically, she and her kids at that point basically slaughtered the harem and eventually settled down in the area that became Tuala, which back then was just a little kind of fishing semi-port village that some people used as a trading port. But she was telling the story to the Flames about how back then she would demand any mate. She would demand once a month, or to anybody who wanted a boon from her, a maiden that she could devour. That it basically created a really nasty culture for a while in Tuala. Like she preferred the maidens of humans and young women of human and dwarven origin, specifically maidens. She didn't want them to have been touched because she kept saying it would didn't make the meat taste right. That's all she was thinking about at the time. She wasn't considering the fact that they were sentient beings and that doing this was horrible. She was just thinking about how she's a superior being and these things taste good this way. I can order them around. Why not just tell them what to do? That sort of thing. So she did that until one day when she decided that when some really nasty guy who had been using his daughter as a sex slave tried to turn over his daughter to her as a gift, and she ended up eating him instead and deciding that this was all horrible and basically destroyed the patriarchy that had been established there.
What?
I told you this story before, Flames. I was just telling them the story.
Oh, okay.
Because Tormento was asking me what his little dragon would look like if he form shifted her into a human.
Yeah, I got a picture picked out already.
Yeah, so it's any way you want her to look.
I'm back.
What was that?
I'm back.
Welcome back. Oh, it looks like everybody but Tormento missed the story. All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, little girl, pale skin, white hair, orange eyes.
Aww.
Oh yeah.
And that's in a human form. She'll learn things in a different light. She'll basically accustom herself to that way of thinking and living.
Nice. All right. So let's get back to play. Who wants to go next?
I'm sorry, what?
Figured we'd go back to role playing. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, good. Malthus is no longer feeling hostile towards Sarah. He's just feeling unfriendly. Progress!
Shift. I'm very happy with how
Progress!
we can win.
I missed the interaction.
We just made a little bit of progress with Sarah, and Maul was feeling like he'll at least be able to work with her.
And hopefully not keep throwing spells around at a time when the GM could decide, I've had enough of your arguments in a dungeon, I'm going to throw something really nasty at you now, and you can't re-up your spells yet because you just wasted them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. I don't do it randomly. I actually have to write down in my dungeon planner if random attacks can happen. But, so, which is, I didn't write it down for that one. Basically, I try to keep track of what I'm allowing in my dungeon just so I don't do something stupid like that. Like, don't randomly throw something at you. But it's perfectly legal for me to pen down in my book saying, there's such and such a thing watching you guys from the Shadow Realm or from the Ether, ready to strike when you guys seem distracted.
Like what happened with Anciano.
Exactly. Yeah, the mimic could protect you
What
from the bandits if the bandits you tried to attack, or other random things in the dungeon, but it couldn't protect you against the Ethereal Fletcher. Oh yeah, that's what I tell Tormenta. That's what stole your It wasn't the kobolds or anything else, or even GM random cruelness. It was the Ethereal Fletcher or whatever that's pronounced, that stole your pouch. Because you're an oblivious character, so you would have not have noticed the thing popping from between the ethereal plane and here, stealing your pouch, and then popping back to the ethereal plane.
Oh, is just so it doesn't ruin my character, is there any way to take spot and listen away from my familiar?
You can. I guess if she's in human form, she's likely to be low on that. But in dragon form, especially since she's very curious, she's gonna notice things that even if you don't.
You
Okay.
just have to stab her in the eyes so that she's blind.
Don't do that.
Oh no, what'll end up happening is war mages have a thing where they're tied up and bound, and forced to cast spells and do things that they normally wouldn't be able to. And just with the culture, if you're distracted, it's considered a negative. So there will be a lot of conditioning for her to not get distracted. That'll take away from spot and listen.
Yeah, that's fine as long as it's the natural course of things.
I just, I'm really tiptoeing around this because I don't want to fill in my character's weaknesses with this.
Why not?
It takes away from the campaign. Having a weakness is kind of something that's cool, role-playing wise.
Yeah.
I think. And having a familiar that's super aware of everything that's going on, and to.
But she's
and
also,
letting the
just
master
remember,
know.
she's also a baby dragon, and therefore might not necessarily understand that the noises she's hearing is something dangerous coming towards you. Yes, she might have some natural things that from the egg, but that doesn't mean that she knows what it is, especially since being a
She
dragon.
wouldn't tell you.
Yeah, but she
Like,
might not necessarily
she
tell
wouldn't
you. She
tell
might
you.
just wander off, and the noise she heard might have just been a little rat that she wanted to eat instead of something dangerous. So it's not like it's really going to affect. It's just that she might, being a tiny dragon, she might be hyper anyway, and therefore you might not be able to interpret her suddenly moving around as something dangerous. Oh, that reminds me, Maldus. Now that you've talked to Sarah about her quest, are you going to let anybody else in on the quest that you've been given?
Since Cujo's not around, I am not right now.
He's currently at the Mages Guild if you wanted to go talk to him.
Is it the next day?
I think Anciano might not be happy if we meet the next day quite yet. But Cujo's decided that he's going to nap out there, and it's possible that Maldus could, bump into him there.
Is there any way to kind of dial back the interactions to pretend like the time that has passed for Flames and for Anciano, and roleplay what we were doing during that time without interacting with them?
Not for the next day. Basically, I'm planning on it. We're not doing the next day until till Saturday, because these
I
are
meant-
supposed to be like short sessions and everything.
I was talking about the previous day, flame stalking to Jasmine and Anciano
Oh,
going
yeah.
to the academy. Is there any way
That
we
was
can
it.
role play that time period?
Oh wait, wait. Are we on the day after that?
No. We're still in that. We're still in that same night.
Oh, okay. So my character's at the mansion.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did all that during the night? For some reason,
Yeah.
No. We were just going through everything that happened on the 30th.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, then I'm taking my little dragon to the Mages Guild to look up Magic Missile and Shield. Maybe even alter form.
All right. Hey, Cujo, you still here?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, cool. Because you're getting some company at the Mages Guild.
I am.
Yes.
Neat.
But he's gonna be right back though.
Let's see. Flames is currently in Upper Crust, but not in the house. Let's see. Cujo's at the guild. Grad is back at the house, I think. Or is Grad at the guild? I forget. Grad's in one of those places.
Garage.
Meldus said he was heading over to the guild. I guess everybody's piling up at the guild today. Tormenta said he was heading over to the guild. Sarah?
All right, so wait a second. I can learn my thing here.
Yeah, since everybody's apparently going to the guild at night instead of, worrying about sleep, or at least you're going to fall asleep while you're trying to learn stuff.
I
you
mean,
can just...
I wanted to just go to the next day. So, like, will I be able to prepare my spells and stuff? Like, I mean, you didn't.
You'll be able to prepare them for the next day. Don't worry about that.
Because he might put exhaustion in because you're tired.
No.
I'm waiting for the next day. It's fine. I'm
Okay. So now we're interacting with Cujo.
Cujo, why are you just gonna stay at the Mages Guild all night?
He's upset about what Valdez was doing, so he's hiding out in the Mages Guild.
Man, I don't want to deal with that shit. I mean, since when is being involved with demons and shit a good idea?
True.
Always.
Doesn't that mean an evil aura is gonna be stronger around you?
Hmm?
Meldus?
Meldus took off.
Seems to have lagged out.
I'm not sure. I'm asking if he just left or whatnot. Oh no! Yeah, he just left. He thought I wasn't going to be doing anything else. Up to him. Okay, well, since Tormenta's going there and is going to the Mages Guild, late at night, when most of the people are are off at home, he's discovered that he's not alone at the Mages Guild from his little party. Cujo is there.
Real quick, which one's Cujo
What?
is the? I thought Cujo was the rogue.
Yeah, he's also a wizard.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Well, I can't be both.
No, you can most definitely can do both. I was just checking.
What are you, a classist?
Okay, so basically, when you get in there with your little dragon, you do get some interesting eye looks because most people are not used to, a baby red dragon. Although some people seem to think that it's probably just a weird-looking bronze or brass dragon, since some of them have reddish scales. But they're not paying close enough attention. If that's the case.
I don't think I'd notice them either.
Yeah, Cujo. Yeah, that's right, true because you're oblivious. Cujo, you might, on the other hand, notice Tormenta walking in with this baby dragon.
Ah, okay. I continue studying.
The little dragon hops down off of Tormenta's armor wherever she was clinging, and kind of glides over to where Cujo is studying and pokes her little snout at the book.
This is a book. You look at it, and you read it, and you learn things.
She turns her big eyes up at Cujo and just kind of looks like, the cutest kitten dragon ever.
Damn it. Shit. I will save again. Do I resist the cuteness?
I don't think you can resist the cuteness. It's a very cute dragon. Hold on. Let's see if I can roll something here.
Now I have to hug it.
Nope. Actually, the cute pose failed. Oh, that's it. That's the little dragon. That's not supposed to be Hagra.
Oh, my will is strong. What should I tell the dragon? What is this?
Sorry, didn't realize the link was going to be that long.
Whoa.
And
Aww. He wants to turn the dragon into a little for him to look like a little human.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna walk over to little Spem with her face in the book.
So, Tormenta, since your character's oblivious, would your character notice if something has changed about one of the other characters in your party? If you're sitting right in front of them?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Right now, his focus is to get this baby dragon and start researching different spells.
Okay.
He could have a horn growing out of his head and I wouldn't notice.
He doesn't, but yeah, that's cool to know.
But I am going to inquire into what spell you're researching since Spem seems interested. So Cujo, what is it you're reading on right now?
Spell theory.
Any specific kind?
No, just spell theory in general.
General spellcraft. Admirable, but still foolish. I'm gonna pick up Spem and I'm gonna make my way to the front desk.
At least it's not magic missile.
Did you say that in character?
I muttered that under my breath as you left.
I wouldn't have noticed that you muttered it.
You got lucky.
Since it's late at the evening, nobody's at the front desk tonight.
Is there any kind of directory, or what would my familiarity with the different books be? Would I simply know where to go to look up specific readings, or?
Most of that stuff would be stored at the research center, but there's probably someone in the Mages Guild who can help you with stuff specifically dealing with familiars. There's probably like a familiar, the equivalent of a familiar trainer in the Mages Guild.
That person would be on staff right now?
I think one of them would be. I'm seeing a drow woman at the moment. That kind of fits. There's a drow woman working in the back who has some dealings with familiar training.
Then I'm gonna make my way over to her.
She reshells whatever she was working on and looks up and quirks a silvery eyebrow at the little dragon on your arm. Is that a red dragon? She remarks.
To which I reply, it would appear to be so.
And it's just sitting on you. Huh. She just kind of has this bewildered look on her face. Never seen a red dragon look that friendly.
It is bonded to me. It is my familiar. And about that, I was actually seeing if you had any kind of research I hope to teach her.
Oh. How remarkable. You must be very strong-willed to have a red dragon for a familiar. Well, what kind of research would you like to teach your little red dragon?
Right now I'm looking for general sorcery, anything to do with magical crafting. I'm also willing to look up things in altering form, magic missile, or shield.
See, Cujo is looking for magic missiles.
Always.
Well, let's see. Altering form. Altering form. She starts looking around. She's like, well, there is the general polymorph. What kind of form are you thinking about?
I was hoping to help her achieve a form that would attract a little less attention.
Sounds appropriate, given that a dragon is quite well noticeable. I mean, some people might from a distance believe that this is a little bronze or brass dragon, which is not uncommon around these parts, but closer inspection would definitely reveal that it's a red, and most people are afraid of red dragons. She starts looking through some of her papers and a few little magical looking devices.
The general polymorph. I would love to find out more about that. Where could I find something like that?
Well, the research district will definitely help you with any type of research to that matter. There's some of the magical libraries are devoted to with books devoted to a single spell, basically taking you through all sorts of different iterations of them. I imagine polymorph has quite a library into of itself, since it's such a unusual, hard to manage spell. Most people can only manage it for short bursts.
Short bursts. Do you have anything that would last a little longer? Or would you know how to direct me to someone who would know how to do that?
I could put up a request on the board, see if someone can help you with that.
That would be appreciated. Obviously, I'm doing this for subtlety. Is there any way to just make a general inquiry as opposed to leaving out the specifics?
Of course, I wouldn't have to mention anything about dragons. I just want to say that an agile-minded wizard seeks help with shapeshifting. How does that sound?
Perfect.
And I shall write it up and put it on the board for you.
In the meantime, do you have anything on magical crafting or perhaps shield?
Magical crafting. I think that young man, that really lovely-looking young man in the other room has it.
Well, thank you very much. Is there any fee for making this posting?
No, you're a member of the guild. It's the least we can do.
Outstanding. Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome.
I'm going to give her a little bow, and I'm going to move to the next room.
The little dragon chirps in your ear as you do that, and the drow walks away to post the message on the board.
Yes.
Cujo evidently has the magical spellcrafting book.
Wait, so she was referring to Cujo?
Yes.
I'm going to make my way back over to Cujo. When she said a handsome young man had the book, I didn't realize that she was half blind.
Except, are you going to actually look at Cujo now and be less oblivious, or are you just going to continue, your character going to continue to be oblivious?
I'm saying this in character.
No, that's my point. I mean, if your character's saying something like that, is your character going to take a real good look at Cujo at the moment, or is he still going to continue to just assume that what he's saying is right?
He's just going to continue doing what he's...
Okay, I just wanted to do the check on that.
Oh no, he the flamboyance from Cujo, he just kind of doesn't even notice anymore. So if there are any extra feathers, bells, or whistles...
No, there's something else that's changed. But since you're the oblivious one, I can't tell you unless you're actually looking at Cujo.
Yeah, no way that I'm gonna notice it.
Yeah.
He could have tentacles growing out of his sleeves right now, and a horn coming out of his head, and I would just still be like, flamboyant Cujo, whatever, not my
That
problem.
would actually look pretty cool in Cujo. But apparently he doesn't agree with me on that.
What was that?
I said that would look pretty cool on Kuja, but apparently he does not agree with me on that.
Horns and extra tentacles.
No.
So Kuja, are you going to say anything to Tormenta about what he said to you earlier?
Oh, I'm sorry, what did you say to me?
Oh, I had said that when the woman was referring to a handsome individual, I didn't realize she was half blind.
Okay. Okay, just a second. I'm going to look at him.
So are you making eye contact now?
Now I have to find a picture. Just a second. Shit, I just had nowhere to go. Seriously, where did that go? Ah, here it is. Okay, would be the guy on the left.
The little dragon starts chirping at you.
So are you here to do something besides insult me?
I was actually. You said that the book that you were looking at was General Spellcraft. I didn't realize it was Craft. That would have been very helpful and saved me some time and effort if you would have been a little bit more specific, like I inquired to earlier.
Has anyone ever taught you that? Has anyone ever told you that it's a good idea to be sociable?
I have been taught that it's a waste of time to be sociable. Specifics tend to get the point across a little quicker.
Yes, but if you're too obtuse, then you can't be a Q.
What?
I'm just going to make an angry face at him.
He's
No
being a
need
very
to get-
he's being a very frowny Asimir at the moment.
There's no need to get rustled. That face is uncalled for. Granted, it doesn't look that much different than normal. It's still uncalled for.
Then, can I ask, what, is there anything that's stuck out in that book to you?
Shit, what was the book called again?
It was the one on spellcrafting in different craftables with spells.
Craftables with spells.
Spellcraftables with spells. Basically, a whole general book on all sorts of interesting stuff. And creating spells, fixing spells, all sorts of good stuff.
All I hear is craft.
Craft macaroni and cheese.
You know what? Wait, how many copies of this book does the library have?
They're not in the library though. You're in the Mages Guild. The Mages Guild has one copy. Anybody else who wants more can go to the research guild. Go to the research district.
I would like to make my way to the research district.
It's very late at night.
Wait, you think he's gonna get mugged when he has a baby dragon?
No, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Saying is that I was saying that it's a good idea to go to the guild because you can interact with each other and interact with people there. But if you just go to the research district, you can save that for the next day.
Awesome. Then we are going to be interacting. About how much longer do you think you'll be with that book?
Well, let me check. I don't know.
For some reason, that's not too surprising. I'm gonna just let I'm just gonna look down at Sven and just say, okay, sweetie, why don't you pick out a book and we'll read it together.
She makes some chirp. It's just some more chirping noises. Listens to her cheek, and then does a little gliding thing over to a group of books and starts nosing around at them until finally she puts her paw on one that seems to have a picture of a dragon on it.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and go over to the and grab the book for her, and I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna put her in my lap, and we're gonna read it together.
Aw, that is just so cute.
Is there anything that would stick out from the book after reading it?
It mostly seems to be something on like types of dragons and dragon customs and culture and natures and everything like that.
Okay.
Basically, think of the copy of the Draconomicon, except as a real book in the world.
Awesome. Would I gain any relevant knowledge after reading this? I have the Draconomicon, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I think one of the main things about knowledge, other than the possible desire to eat maiden flesh as the dragon ages, would be that a lot of a dragon's alignment really depends on, first off, what's going on when its egg is about ready to hatch, and then what's how it's raised in its first year or so. No, it wouldn't have the tables. It has the information, except not split out in tables. It's kind of like split out in a field guide to dragons sort of way.
Awesome. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read that. What language would it be in?
It's probably been translated into Common.
Oh, okay. It's in Common. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start reading that. Anyone else want to go? Hello, Sarah, Cujo, Maldus, Flames.
Yo.
There's Cujo.
I'm here.
Alright, sir. Right now I'm just at the Mages Guild reading a book with the dragon. Did you want me to go ahead and do some roleplay, or are you done?
Okay, she's done for the night. She's gonna go to bed with the baby dragon.
Awesome.
Aww.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and read this book with her until
Now
either I
this is
or
asleep.
the
Is
dragon-
Grad asleep too?
Oh, is that?
My character fell asleep too.
Yay, Grad is training. Ooh, shall we have Grad run into Cujo as he pokes his head into the Mages Guild to see if anybody's in there, even though he's not a member, and spots Cujo? Do you want to do that? I mean, Tormento's oblivious. He hasn't noticed. Yeah, there's nobody manning the front desk right now. I don't think anybody's going to hassle you on your way in, even though you're not a member. You have plenty of friends who are.
Wait. What's up with Cujo then?
Your character has no way to know. You haven't seen him yet.
Cujo, did you mess with demons too?
No?
Cujo, is that you?
Alright.
I
For the benefit of Sarah and Tormenta and probably Flames as well, as Grad pokes his head into the Mages Guild and, kind of sort of semi-sneaks in, maybe he's practicing his rogue skill if he has any yet, because you mentioned something about rogue skill the other day. And you suddenly, when you spot Cujo, is Cujo. You can definitely know that for sure, but it's like there's more of, it's like he's been perfected somehow.
Perfected?
He's just somehow far more beautiful than he was.
God.
Cujo, you're looking really good today. Like,
Radiant.
Like you look a lot more confident. Like something happened.
Implying that I don't look good every day.
He found a bottle of baby oil and
When
just
you
rubbed
do that
himself down.
posing, when you do that posing crap, you do look like an idiot. But
No longer.
Sorry.
This is like borderline sexual the way you're talking right now. It's like, you're looking good. I mean, you are looking really fine.
I did not say it like that at all.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying, like, I expect something like that.
Poor
to be
poor
going on.
Melis.
I mean, you are.
Grad.
You are golden.
You could just, you just like, Grodd just like,
You must have really botched that pose check, Cujo, considering the bonuses you have in the ranks on pose at the moment.
What?
As if you only get a 15, you must have botched some of your stuff on.
He got a 2.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Exactly.
I like how that pose is trying to reveal more in the picture than it should. So, Cujo, are you actually posing like that too?
Yes. That's why I always.
Very nice, Cujo. Oh wait, what is Tormenta posing now? Oh, that's the worst.
I just imagine him like something like that now.
Very nice.
Right, so Cujo had a whole body augmentation.
Is anyone else up this late?
Well, there's Jackass over there.
Jackass? You mean you?
So, do I look like a donkey?
Well, you really want me to answer that?
Rod,
Yeah.
that is probably one of the meanest things anyone has ever said to me, sir. You have wounded me and my pride. I hope you feel ashamed of yourself.
Well, come on, Cujo. You're always doing stuff like this.
I thought you weren't like the others. I thought you were nice. I guess I was wrong.
I thought you
Come
were
on,
cool.
Cujo. I'm just kidding around with you here. Don't take it so seriously.
Then why do you always speak with the same monotone voice, Rod?
What are you talking about? It's pretty
You
hard
don't
to.
express your emotions enough, Grod. You gotta be a man and take your emotions by the reins.
What on earth are you talking about?
You have to let them. You've gotta let your passion fuel everything you do, or else you're just gonna be bland.
I see why you and Maldus hang out so much. It's midnight and you're talking about emotion-fueled whatever. What are you even doing?
Reading.
How is that emotion-fueled?
Because this is like a library, right? So I'm supposed to be quiet. So I have to
Yeah.
use my emotions to suppress my emotions so that I can read.
That makes, like, no sense at all.
That's because you're not thinking about it hard enough. Which is why you should read a book.
Lord.
I don't know why, but I feel like I just almost had an aneurysm. Jesus.
Cujo, we need to get you to bed. Come on. Enough reading for one night.
No. Because if I don't read this book, then that means I lose.
What the hell book are you reading, Cujo?
Basic Spellcraft 101.
101. That's nice. I look around for the other people. Who is this jackass he referred to?
If you look around, you'll see Tormenta sitting in a chair with the dragon on his lap, reading a book.
Okay, I'm going over to Tormenta. Tormenta, are you getting along with your, he kind of looks nervously over to the dragon, friend well?
The dragon looks up and starts chirping a little at Grad. Tries to paw at one of his fingers.
Slowly, kind of nervously, I'll try and give him a pet to see, or I guess her, but is there any defining features that would really tell them apart?
First of all, I made a little collar for her with her name on it. Second, I usually have little strings tied to her feet.
Oh, that's cute.
Things that just kind of restrict her a little bit.
Oh,
The dragon starts butting her head against the back of Grad's nervous hand, making chirring and chirping noises.
Grodd will pet the little baby dragon.
She is now happy.
Is there something we can help you with?
I was just seeing how you guys were doing. I asked you, like, how are you getting along with your new friend, looking over the dragon?
We get along.
Kind of, Grodd seems a little bit awkward right now, but he's, I wanted to thank you for the bracelet. It's nice having a torch without having to hold it around everywhere. It gets in the way a lot. This has been a big help.
Don't mention it.
That half back.
Yeah. Just awkward silence. I'll see you around, Tormenta.
Okay.
Hey, Cujo,
Yes.
are you mad at Grad, or are you going to warn him about what's going on in the house?
Oh wait, is Grad leaving?
Grad seems like he's about to leave. Yes.
Hey, Grad, come over here.
What is it now? Alright.
Have you thought about having a slumber party at this, shit, what was this place again?
Mage's
Library.
Guild.
At this library. No, I said that in character.
What on earth? Is this more of that emotion fuel nonsense?
If I say yes, will you leave?
What's this about, Cujo? Are you just like, what's wrong with your house? I mean, you have your own house, right?
There's nothing wrong with the house.
Can I roll a sense motive on
Yes,
no
you
way
may.
Grodd would, maybe Grodd wouldn't roll sense motive, but he'd think like, can I at least see if some, you know what? He'd at least
Roll
wanna
sense
see if
motive, come
something
on.
weird-
As,
Yeah, probably not.
yeah, as far as you can tell, Cujo's being perfectly honest about this.
Oh, okay. I mean, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense then. If there's nothing wrong with the house, why don't we just sleep there? Aren't we trying to get everything fixed up?
Yes. But have you thought of a summer reading party? You, me, Tormenta, books all night.
I don't know how reading a lot is gonna really help me. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to
I'm sure
learn
some of these
magic.
books have a fighting technique or something. And anyone can learn magic. It's just some people suck at it. Let's
I
learn
bel-
if you suck at it.
No,
I believe in you, Grodd.
I can't afford to take time out of my fighting training. I need to be able to pull my weight around here. If I start trying to learn magic too, I don't know. I feel like I'll just end up dragging you guys down.
You already do your fair share. Now just stay here. Slumber reading party.
You're already multi-classed.
Read books.
And if Cujo was forcing you to become a wizard, Brad, then I have to force Cujo into becoming a bard.
Okay. I just remember about the thing from the Skeleton Army, and I got worried, like, Grodd can't start reading too many spell book thingies, or it'll start to go bad.
I only did that because Cujo kept stealing everybody's spell book and trying to read them. Therefore, I figured he wanted to be a wizard. I figured if he keep doing that, he needs to go a wizard.
Okay, so, yeah, alright, I guess, what about, everyone else?
I'm sure they're fine.
Where's Malvis? Aren't you guys always hanging out together?
We always hang out together. I do my own things. I'm my own person.
Yeah, right.
I am a strong, independent young man who needs no man.
Grodd just shakes his head, yeah, sure.
You wound me, sir. You wound me.
I'll give you one thing though. You're pretty skilled at some of them more tricky techniques, I guess. I've been trying to pick up more of your skills than I saw from before. I think they'll help a lot for our battles, and I'm gonna do my best to become stronger. I don't want to drag you guys down. You can do all this crazy stuff with your magic, and sometimes I just feel overwhelmed.
Rod, have you ever thought about not being a downer?
I'm not trying to be a downer.
Rod,
Cujo, I don't mean it like that. I'm not trying to be a downer. I just...
I mean, we're having a nice conversation, and then you just gotta get all depressed and shit.
Alright, look, I'll go to this, library party or whatever you want.
We're still here.
Oh, wait, you mean here? Not in the research district?
Why would we go to the research district?
Go to the
Look at me.
library?
Look at me. Who do you think would be mugged between me and some random person on the street if we went to the research district at this time of the night?
We're in a group. Who the heck is gonna mug you?
And considering that Cujo is the rogue of the party, wouldn't he be more likely to be mugging somebody else?
Cujo, you worry too much, but I mean, I'm gonna get kicked out when they open up the Mages Guild again. I'm not a member.
Have you ever thought about not being a downer?
Okay, I'm just being realistic here at this point. I mean, really, they're gonna kick me out. I'm not a member of the guild.
Not if you hide.
I mean,
You want to practice your rogue skills, right?
I'm gonna get you guys kicked out then.
No,
If they know you're hiding me.
No, if you won't practice your rogue skills, you've got to bluff them too. This is your first test. If you either have to hide from the guards in the morning and get out without them noticing you, or B, bluff your way out without getting us kicked out. If you fail either of those, you're a failure.
Alright. I mean, I don't like this, but I guess you have a point. I do need to learn how to use some of these skills. Now that'll be it. Alright, I've got to go eat now, guys, but that was pretty fun. I like
Glad
that.
you thought so.
Hey guys, I'm gonna hop back on in about 5 minutes. My thing's about to expire.
Actually, we're probably about wrapped up, so... Because, you know, we've gone to nearly 2 hours at this point.
That's good. I'm probably gonna cut off. I'll see you guys later.
Alright, see you on Saturday at the very least.
Alright, see you then.
So I think that went well.
Grizz, you want me to do my thing in session on Saturday, or you want me?
Yeah,
to do it
if your character's more likely to be out and about during the day instead of at night, yeah. Because I said these little sessions are only meant to be for the 30th or the midnight, so, instead of the next day. So because the next day that's full session, everybody's awake, and is part of it.
I hope everything goes well. Do you have like maps for the place, or will we just be doing it in Whisper?
Oh, you wanted to do all of that? I thought you were talking about for just the thing.
I'm going full in.
Okay, I'll be putting together a full map of that by then.
Okay. Yeah, Maldus is gonna be going full in. He's got a plan. He knows what he's gonna need. He's gonna try and pull things together for it.
All right. Just remember, you can one or more of the other player members could decide to follow you to your secret assignment, or you could invite them along.
They're either gonna. Depends on who it is, but they're gonna have trouble enough following Maldus, let alone getting to what he's gonna be doing.
Remember, Maldus wasn't actually given an address; he was just given a general description of the area. So It's not like he has
The
a.
cleric is gonna follow him.
Sarah's gonna follow him.
That's gonna be very difficult.
Especially since you'll then have to explain to her what exactly he's doing and why. Of course, if she messed it up
Don't
for
throw up the cleric's mind.
of course, if somebody decided to mess it up for him personally, he'd probably end up trying to kill them. So,
If you actually did try to, like, screw up my plan again, that would be very bad. I would not take kindly to that at all. I'm not doing anything to hurt the group. I'm trying to help you guys, if anything, with new stuff. But, yeah, I am real excited for, Saturday then. Hopefully I don't drag anybody else down with the whole thing, but, I am gonna do my best to not be followed. Because, I really think that unless they can stand back and just be backup, it's gonna end up probably going badly. I don't think anybody else has the same spells I do.
yeah. Or would care for your motivation. That's the other problem.
Yeah, definitely not.
But it still doesn't preclude somebody following after you.
But how are they gonna follow me? Like, what would they use?
Well, for one thing, you've got the sneaky rogue in your party.
I had a sneaky spider.
And there's that.
A cleric trying to purge evil.
That
Rod
one.
has some sneaky shit.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Rod has some sneaky shit.
That's true, but that'd be
We're just
interacting.
a slumber party.
That'd be interacting with himself, so that wouldn't be.
Oh wait, this is occurring like in the morning?
Yeah.
Well, probably not in the morning, since you still have to learn the spell, and then wait for the next day to use it. Isn't that
will
how?
it take a full day to do?
Because
to
wouldn't
learn
learning the
this stuff?
spell take a while to learn, and then by then you've already passed through the time where you're intoning your what am I trying to say? Where you're assigning your spells for the day. I'm forgetting how that works exactly. I always assumed it was something you had to do or pretty much soon after you woke up in order to use any of them at all.
I believe I just have to have had 8 hours of rest before, and it needs to be a new day. But I
Yeah,
don't
that's what I'm
think
saying. It's a
anything
new day, so you can't learn the spell and then use it the same day. Is what I was saying.
If I haven't re-prepared spells yet, I should be able to. I'm probably just gonna wait to prepare everything until after I learn it.
Hmm.
That might be detrimental.
Maybe so, but I don't think so. You can,
Let's see what you decide. What you decide to do when it comes to the
do you
morning.
mind if I roll for it now?
Let's wait till Saturday.
Okay. Well, I'll see you guys.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. You guys, the rest of you guys, done for the night.
I guess so.
And poor Cujo, away from his own house because of the issue that Maldus brought in.
So what happened that Malvis brought in?
If you look at the videos on my videos on YouTube, it's the one marked Voidstone Part 9, Small Groups 3. Oh, sorry, Small Groups 2. This is Small Groups 3.
So he brought a demon into the...
He summoned one.
Oh, and Cujo found out.
No, Cujo helped him with the procurement of what was needed to summon the demon in the first place.
Oh.
And it kind of creeped him out, so he decided to go hide out in the guild.
Okay.
But I don't understand. Sorry, go on.
The thing was, if I hadn't helped him with the procurement, I'm pretty sure he would have been stabbed or something. That, or he just, actually, what, he might never have found it. But then again, he'd probably still be wandering the streets then if he stabbed.
That's true, because you're the one whose magnificent pose convince the guy to turn over the to tell you exactly what was going on. If Cujo wants to become a super cop again, you can. You can
Oh, wait,
convince.
can I actually join the police force as a second job or
You
a
can-
part-time job?
You can decide to do that. I mean, it's all up to you. You'll earn an income.
You know what? I think I might do that then.
So, I mean, for all of your fascinating stories, the scariest part of it is that you seem to be telling the truth. But I don't think anybody believes you.
Yeah.
Because they just assume that you're all telling stories since you're a rogue.
Oh yeah. Now I know how that lich hanged himself. He used a rope. He used a +2 rope.
How did that lich die, though?
Well, I mean,
Could it be like...
since he's a lich, he just kind of respawned somewhere else. That's how the lich escaped jail.